Day 3 here in Bangkok, our last day at Shaping Health Systems. I'm with Federico Lega from Milano. So we're at the end of our time, or is it the beginning of our time?
I think it's the beginning of a different time.
How so?
Well, we built some relationship. We have now the idea, a better idea of how we can work together. It will be probably done in small groups, interest groups. So I think the most effective way would be finding the people that have common interest, that research the same things or working on the same things. And I've seen some potentialities in this. Really, I can feel there are topics, there are convergence around some topics. So small groups will be very effective. Everyone has an agenda, very busy agenda, but I think we will find some times to make these things work.
What interest group do you think you'll follow?
Well, personally, I would be interested in exploiting research opportunities with other academics on one side, but also I have some interest in some practitioners' topics. So, for example, hospital management. I define myself as a pro-academic, so I do some practice, very practical things on one side. So I like to be on the shop floor, but on the other side I have some intellectual interest, so I do some academics because of my job. So what I would do is probably I would try to belong to two different interest groups. One very research oriented and the other one very practically oriented to management topics that are everyday on or field operation problems.
If you could look back on your experience over the last 3 days, is there a word or a phrase that comes to mind that you could share?
Exciting. I think exciting because the whole things were very well structured. We obviously everything can be improved. So we see there's still a gap sometimes between some of the people that are oriented in some directions or are more looking for sort of philosophical questions. Some others are very shop floor oriented, but the whole thing was very exciting because you really get a sense that you can bring these people together, and even the most philosophical question may be very practical when it comes to a translation in how we behave every day. And some of the people that were here understood that. They were coming from different contexts. So, for example, my colleagues from Italy, at the beginning they were very skeptical about what they could do here. So I say the question how we can change the world and then how this is going to improve a community. And say, when I go back, I have my agenda and my things are so different. And now after they discuss in the ethical groups, or how can be ethical decision made, or how can we steer system towards improvements, they realize that some of these questions that might be very conceptual are very useful, because when you have a good conceptual frameworks, then you can take better decisions in the field. So I think it was exciting, was really a good, it showed us that we can do things in different ways and bring together people. A lot of work to do yet, a lot of things that we can improve, but a good starting point, good beginning, new beginning.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Federico.
Pleasure.
Okay.